Good day, folks. Today we're going to be covering enemies and enemy pathing. So let's check that out. So there's a sort of a folder or just a game, an empty game object that contains sets of some gaming objects that we're going to be playing with today, or at least examining and then creating our own. We have two components here. We've got if you double click on one, it'll take you to them, and if you double click on any of them, that'll sort of like warp you to that zone. So if we look here at this enemy right here, we can see that we've got sort of some interesting components. And if yours are sort of like this, just click on the little button here to expand it. Okay, so what do we have here? In the animation controller, not really super interesting for now, but right here we've got here where it says enemy controller script. And we've got a script of enemy controller, which we're really not going to play with. But we've got a path set up where it says patrol path 1. And if we kind of zoom out, we can sort of see where that range is for this critter, okay? And if we go and expand the patrol paths, we see here patrol path 1 is defined as this range as far as a start position and an end position. That will be the extent of where this enemy goes. So just taking it from the top, like how do we add another enemy, and how do we add another in like a custom patrol script? So if we go here in our assets folder, we go ahead to our prefabs and we go ahead to enemy. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to use sort of the same sets of folders that are in like sort of already established in our project, and let's just click and drag one. So if I click and drag this guy in, this is going to be, he does not have a patrol path. So what's going to happen? If I would play the game, he would do, if you've noticed in this game, there's two different types of enemies. There's enemies that move side to side, and there's enemies that jump. You can sort of play around with, if you don't want to add a patrol path, if you want an enemy just to sort of just jump, you can go ahead and set it up so that he doesn't have a path. And that enemy will just jump. And you can play with these attributes as far as the speed of the takeoff, how high they jump, that kind of stuff. I'm also going to just bring him, I'm going to rename this here and say enemy for video, okay? Just so I can keep track of him. And I'm going to put him in the enemies kind of like folder or collection. And then I'm also going to add what's called a patrol path, okay? So in this patrol path, I'm going to expand it here. We see we have 1 through 11. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just say I'm going to create empty. Okay, and then we're going to just say here path for enemy. Okay, and path for enemy, we're going to go ahead and add a component, and we're just going to type in patrol path, and we've got a patrol path. Okay, so I'm going to move this over to closer to sort of where we want our enemy, and we can start off. Our start position would be -1. Our end position is 1. Now, we've done a lot, but we have one more thing we need to do. So if we go to enemy for video, the path component needs to be hooked up to that component I created. So I click and drag, and there we go. And so let me just mute this. And so now we've got that enemy that will move, okay? You can play around some more with the enemy controller in terms, with the enemies, like all kinds of stuff. I mean, like you can scale the enemy. So this here, if we look here for enemy for video, we set this scale to, I don't know, 3. 3. You can kind of make a big boy, okay? You can do some things with the, as far as the velocity of how these things move. Just have some fun with this, okay? All right, folks, wish you the best of luck. Great stuff.